I was thinking about our issue with Joe Coy. I found out he was hosting the Golden Globes when I tuned into them. I don't know if you had the same experience that I did. I had no idea they had picked him.
I found out 10 days ago. When did it happen? As I was like, why is this so late? So honestly, almost around the same time.
So I actually compiled a list of people who I thought might be better suited to host not just the Golden Globes, but the Oscars, because I don't think the Oscars have announced a host either yet. Or did,
I'm going to put it to you this
Kimmel
way.
Again?
You're going to mention, I think it's Kimmel again.
I think you're right, but who wants to see
I don't
Kimmel
want
host
to be
yet
right.
another
Nobody
Oscars?
wants to see Kimmel again.
You're right, it is Kimmel again.
You're going to say two comedians who presented during this.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, no. I'm not going to say Kristen Wiig and Will Ferrell, if that's what you're thinking, because
of course that's what I'm thinking.
As much as they would be perfect, as much as they absolutely kill every time they go up to present together, I kind of get the feeling that they would have done it by now if they wanted to. I think they might be a little bit too big for that gig, given that they are both
they come into
movie
them
stars.
And they go, you get out of here.
Do you like that bit? I thought it was really funny.
I think they kill every bit that they're in. I still quote the "you get out of here" bit with Meryl Streep. It's fantastic, and this new one was great too.
Yeah,
they joke on vibes.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like just sort of like the energy that they bring is funny in itself. That you don't even necessarily need like the jokes to be that clever. They just bring it.
They weren't even saying lines. They had the whole audience cracking up. All right, but hit me.
All right. My first pick is a duo, and I'm not so sure how familiar you are with both of them together, but you might know Bowen Yang from SNL. I picked the Las Culturistas duo of Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers. I think they're really funny. They also have that podcast, Las Culturistas. They're really firmly like absorbers of pop culture and commentators on it. Bowen Yang's got a letterbox that he keeps up with too. We need hosts who are funny and care about the movies, and I guarantee you that these guys would match that assignment.
Yeah, I can see Bowen Yang bringing that respectability to the craft itself.
Exactly, and they're Swifties. They would have had Taylor Swift jokes prepared that she wouldn't get mad about.
That would have been good.
Worked out. Yeah. All right, another pick I have is Nicole Byer, who, aside from hosting Netflix's Nailed It, also was the host of the Creative Arts Emmys not so long ago. So she has award show hosting experience. I think she's got like a fun, bubbly energy and just kind of can help pick the mood up in a way that is useful for an award show, particularly when you're getting into hour 3, that her voice is going to just generate some enthusiasm.
Okay.
I also have another duo that you are familiar with. How about Tim Robinson and Sam Richardson, the Detroiter Boys?
That would never in a million years. That would never in a million years happen.
I think it'd be really hilarious.
These two hosts were sneaking in through the TikTok lounge, whatever they will allow us in.
I mean,
you understand how awkward
Sam has experience hosting the Baby of the Year awards.
Oh, well, if you put it that way, okay.
I don't know. They're just like the funniest guys out right now. Like, what show is funnier than I Think You Should Leave? And what you need in an award show is like quick, funny bits. And that's what I Think You Should Leave is. I think it kind of would work.
I agree.
I don't know.
I just don't think they'll ever do it.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do it either. Maybe they would consider Aubrey Plaza. She hosted the Indie Spirit Awards a couple years ago, and I thought was great. I think she's got the right energy for the Golden Globe. She could kind of match the boozier kind of vibe.
Yeah, definitely not the Oscars, though.
Exactly. Somebody else who might be good for the Golden Globes was there last night and is a previous winner. I kind of feel like Rami would be really well suited for this kind of gig. You know, he's a cultured guy, but he's also like a very clever stand-up comedian who's extremely comfortable on stage. You know, we saw him last time you were in New York, and he's very good with rolling with the punches. I think he could do crowd work and actually excel in it, not just be like weirdly mean. I don't know. I could see Rami doing it. I'm not sure
I like Rami.
Is super into that idea, but
if he'd want to, or if he's big enough, or I guess with the push of it. But no, Rami would kill it easily. I think I remember when he first won his first Globe or Emmy, he went up there and he had said Some of you don't even know who I am. Some of you just give me your order on the way up.
Yeah, look, he'd kill it. A good one. Yeah, I just mentioned Nate Bargatze. You know, he's just I think he's a comedian on the rise, and that's the kind of profile that I think these award shows should really be going after.
No, he's had back to back really great specials. He's family friendly. I think he's able to bring everybody in and have that edge where if you're not going to go full Ricky Gervais, then you need to at least embody the love and just the normal perspective of these movie campaigns and movie awards and stuff. Because for a lot of people, they don't watch every movie. They don't know all the subculture of stuff. And he kind of brings that Midwestern just perspective. I think he's more Southern, but just that idea of like your regular average viewer who isn't tuning into these things would actually give it a watch.
He could kind of be like an audience surrogate, and I think he would do it in a way that doesn't make it feel like you're being disrespectful to the institution, because he's kind of like he's a charming, sweet guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my last two are more leaning into the like messy reputation that the Golden Globes might be trying to leave in the rearview mirror, but I don't know. I still think it's fun. This one isn't a comedian, but I just think that like he would get the spectacle and the kind of celebrity centric nature of the night. I honestly think that Andy Cohen would be all right. It's not who I would choose, but if we're choosing between Joe Coy and Andy Cohen, I know who would do a better job.
You know, I had a New Year's resolution. And that was to not see him until the next New Year's Eve thing. So thank you for bringing him up 360 some days.
Look, I still you got plenty of time to not see his face. I think the next person, though, you'll be a better fan of, because if we're talking about the Ricky Gervais legacy, who better than Z-Way? Somebody who knows how to put celebrities into uncomfortable spots and do it in a way that is still funny, I think. I think she would be a great inheritor to that Ricky Gervais legacy, and somebody who kind of can make it fresh too.
I want to. I do.
Yeah.
But those are private. Half the time if you turn up the volume on the back speakers, the guests got her people laughing more than she's got the people laughing. So I'm very curious how she would be on a live actual performance, because we've always just seen her on a set. Hell yeah, I would love it. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that would be a pretty good comparison, especially like she can have her stuff pre-written, you know. Hopefully she can manage in the moment.
I hope.
I don't know. And I think she's just much better suited to stuff like this than talking to George Santos, if we're serious. But those are the people who I think would be good for the Golden Globes. The 5 choices I have for the Oscars, I'm starting with somebody we just talked about earlier, John Mulaney, as well as Nick Kroll, who were excellent.
I'll take Mulaney.
They were excellent as co-hosts of the Indie Spirit Awards, so I'm hoping they can bring back that energy. They've just got a good comedic partnership, and Mulaney in particular, I think, would be great for that kind of a gig.
Get Mulaney up in the front; he could do the coat check in the back.
Yeah. You mentioned one of your favorite presenters of the night was Ray Romano. I kind of think he could take the reins for a whole ceremony. You know, he has a long storied career as a stand-up comedian, so he's comfortable delivering jokes on stage. He's also somebody who has graduated into the film world and has, some real bona fides as an actor under his belt. I think he'd be really fun in that kind of a role.
And committed to that bit completely. They were the best ones. It had a full first, second, and third act to that presentation. It was beautiful. That's how it used to be done.
This is maybe similar to the Kristen Wiig, Will Ferrell suggestion, but I'm going to go with Maya Rudolph. I kind of don't know why this hasn't happened already. She is so effortlessly funny and multi-talented, and she's got connections to the film world. You know, she's Paul Thomas Anderson's wife. That alone should be enough to get her some Oscar cred, right? I think she'd be really... I feel like she tends to do her presentations with people. Like there's the famous one with Tiffany Haddish. There's the famous one with Kristen Wiig. Maybe you pair her up with somebody, but I think you just gotta just get her at least. No,
her and Paul.
Oh, I'd love that. You know, I would love that.
Straight
I'm not sure
edge.
Paul would love that.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. I think Andy Samberg would be good at it. He did the Emmys back in 2019 with the Lonely Island team producing for him. And I think he's got again, talking about the whole idea of short form comedy being a good training ground for something like this, he's got good bits. And I think
Yeah, I actually like that. Yeah, that'd be good.
that's what you need for a role like this. So I think he'd succeed at it. And then my last choice is maybe a bit of an old school choice, but I'm just mostly surprised it hasn't happened yet. Why has Conan OBrien never hosted the Oscars?
Hey.
Is there like a more effortlessly smart and clever man out there? Like his podcast is just a gem.
Killing it.
And I don't know, man. I think that he would be so incredible in the role, but he's never really got the shot.
Nah, I mean that's my favorite late night guy ever.
Yeah,
easily.
Same,
For sure.
same.
All in.
So we're going with Z-Way for the Golden Globes and Conan for the Oscars?
Z-Way and Conan O'Brien to host everything from the Emmys down to the Grammys.
There we go.
We need a new Grammys one too, bro. I can't keep seeing Trevor Noah at the Grammys.
Yeah, there's a reason I didn't put him on my long list, but
Dear.
Anyway, so those
I'm
are
gonna
my
give you a side one, bro.
suggestions. Yeah.
Don
me.
Cheadle has no business being as funny as he is. I'm gonna tell you right now, run it back. He set up Kate Beckinsale to say that final line.
There's a few people who I think need to be presenters at every single award ceremony. I think that Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig need to be at every ceremony.
Every
I think
single
that
one.
they should bring back Billy Crystal for every Oscars to present
easily.
something. Don Cheadle is like close to that status. He's so good in a deadpan delivery.
He is the best, and he's actually underrated. He is up there he's better than some comedians, dude. I have no other way to put it.
Yeah.
I think like the way Regina Hall commits to a bit.
Yes. That's a great comparison.
He has had viral moments where people think that it's real. He's the funniest one. He's great.
All right, so let us know who you think would be a good host for the Golden Globes, for the Oscars, maybe just somebody you want to see present, or if you had any thoughts on the Golden Globes.